Throughout the 2012 season, we were granted exclusive behind-the-scenes access to the TT Legends racing team as they took on some of the toughest bike races in the world. For 7 races, from Suzuka in Japan to Oschersleben in Germany, from Le Mans to the legendary Isle of Man, we followed these ordinary men doing extraordinary things. John McGuinness is the Morecambe missile, ex-brickie and muscle picker. He's won the Isle of Man TT 17 times. Simon Andrews is the fearless young gun and a proven winner. Fighting back from injury, it's his first season in endurance racing. And Cameron Donald, Australia's fastest plumber and 2-time winner of the Isle of Man. Together, they are the TT Legends. It's the first race of the season, and the team are in the sleepy French village of Magny-Cours, home to the world's most famous 24-hour bike race, the Bol d'Or. First raced in 1922, it's been destroying men and machines for over 90 years. After qualifying, team manager Russell Benny decides to risk racing Simon Andrews despite his injuries. Just 8 months after an accident that almost cost him his leg and his career, Simon faces an extraordinary test of endurance. Can he make it through the night?
Guy in front, engine blew and carried on through the corner, so I had to bail off and the guy behind ran over my leg. We have eccentric pin sights that go in through both sides. We have a bone graft through the front. We have a new artery.
The leg injury, yeah, it's a question mark at the moment. Speaking to him, he feels quite confident, so hopefully he can crack on and ride all of his sessions, because every session he doesn't ride is extra work for myself and John, but we'll just see how we go in the middle of the night.
The good thing is I'll have a boatload of adrenaline going through the body. That really does overcome a lot of things. Adrenaline can take out so much pain.
Cameron's girlfriend Kaz and John's wife Becky are on hand for moral support, while baby Maisie is a regular in the Legends garage.
I'll be around as much as I can, but I'll be in the motorhome with the kids probably. John will be coming in through the night. He'll wake me up as he comes in and say hi.
Meanwhile, volunteers Mike and timekeeper Leader discuss race tactics with the boss.
The whole race is going to be dominated by how many people crash, how often they crash, and how well they recover from it.
The race is going to be won or lost in the pits. That old phrase, that old saying is absolutely right. It's all about how we respond to it. I'm freezing now.
It's race day and everyone is getting prepared.
This will be ongoing all night for 24 hours, a bit of polishing my shiny helmet, you know.
To make matters worse, the heavens have opened, making endurance racing live up to its name. The crowd are soaking it up.
Said they were going to rain and they were right. Never done a wet one, I've no idea. I just don't know what to expect. I'm sure a lot of the top local French riders done many laps around here in the wet, so we're just going in completely blindfolded. And I suppose it rains for a long time, after 24 hours, we'll know our way around in the wet.
Well, it's like a 10-minute cycle, isn't it? Wet for 10, dry for 20, wet for 10, dry for 20. Good Lord.
I started the Bol d'Or last year and I never done a Le Mans start and didn't really know what was going on. There was a lot of French lingo going on and didn't really know which flag to look at, and all of a sudden all the boys run off and I thought, oh, I better go and run for my bike then.
You know, that grandstand, capacity crowd, whipped into an absolute frenzy by the French presenter out there, and it's just electric, the feeling before the race. And I remember going out and standing with John on the start line before the race last year.
Now it's Cameron's turn, so the pressure's on him.
This year it's me standing there, so I'm really excited about it.
France is the home of the 24-hour races. Amount of people that are absolutely going mad with this sort of racing, the 24 hours, it's absolutely amazing.
It's a great atmosphere. You can hear them revving up against each other. It's good fun. It all adds to the excitement, you know. This is what Bol d'Or's about. Thousands of people just having the crack, and then tonight the party begins.
They know how to drink beer and enjoy themselves. The little Frenchies, for a few hours, they'll get bored and go back to the campsite, set fire to everything and get the barbecues going, and we've just got to ride through smoke for the next 12 hours, and then as the race sort of comes to an end, it's just sort of filling up again like that.
I know Cam's nervous. John's next, so for me I've got 2 guys to watch first of all.
I'm second on, so I'll be on the bike at 4 o'clock, all being well. I'll be my first of, well, at least 9 stints, and tough next 24 hours, but we'll be right, we're up for it, I think.
Now we start the arduous journey of nearly 40 hours. Let's have it.
Cam makes a flying start and jumps a few places. As the race settles down, Cameron slots into 4th. The wet weather seems to be throwing people off their game, and the track's become a hazardous place. With Cameron in a groove, John McGuinness, 17 times TT winner, doesn't look himself.
Yeah, I'm well nervous at the moment. Try and hide it a bit, but I can assure you inside the old butterflies are whizzing around my tummy at the moment.
30 seconds!
No messing around, you've got to get in and you've got to get back out again. Can't win the race in here. I'm up next.
I could tell he was getting really anxious and really wound up, and I think the weather conditions threw a spanner in the works there a bit as well. I think once he's got this first stint out of the way, he'll be fine, he'll settle in and realise that everything's okay, and then it'll be okay from there in. It's quite difficult, you just sort of have to say, come on, it's fine, you do, lap times are great, what you're doing out there is brilliant, you've just got to keep it up and chin up and dig in and dig deep, give gas and you'll be fine.
Once it started drying out, I was having some slides, like, I mean, wow. I passed some guys, like, even past Damien that up there, like, they're all like, and I'm just like, do. Phenomenal. Phenomenal.
Back in the team truck, Becky and Kaz are helping out Darren, the team's chef. This isn't Formula One. The budget's tight and everyone's mucking in. Even Maisie's having a go.
We can't have Russell with no tea. He needs tea. Or coffee. Tea and coffee for the boys. Keep them going.
We're doing some burgers, so they're easy to eat in the pits. If I had some proper buns, it'd be great. So it's burgers and brioche, because we're in France.
While the guys are getting their knee down, the campsite revellers are making their own fun with things that go bang. It's Simon's turn, and the tension is obvious. How will his injuries respond to riding flat out for 8 hours in the next 24?
We're dealing with Simon, who's coming back from injury, so he's struggling in terms of normal mobility. Being in that position on the bike for 1 hour with that right leg might be an issue. There might be a build-up of swelling. He'll be in pain. He's in pain already.
Simon's mum looks on nervously.
I think the first one is just take it really, really steady. Feel your way, conserve your body.
Russell's got 30 years of experience, but he's still taking a gamble on racing Simon. Will it pay off? But more pressingly, he has to sort out the pit stops.
What's the idea of holding the fuel can like that? You hold the fuel can like that. That was 3 seconds. Russell, I have done it so much.
Down the pits, BMW have had an early crash. Good news for the TT Legends as they're a major rival. It's only 3 hours in, and Cameron prepares for his second stint.
Yeah, just waiting, and very shortly it'll be my turn to jump back on the bike for stint 2. It'll be very different. This will be my first time out in the dry, so it'll be interesting.
I don't think there's any particular ailments at the moment, but just all over soreness, back, shoulders, legs pretty sore. It's putting a lot of pressure on the foot pegs, so a couple of hours from now we'll probably be napping on the table after he's had a massage. So.
With the team lying fifth, Simon pits and is obviously struggling with his injuries.
Simon, good first stint that. Just what we wanted. Did you enjoy it?
Yeah, good. Learned a lot from that stint.
Did you?
How everyone is and how everyone adjusts. Yeah.
How did the body stand up?
All right, pretty good.
You tell the truth.
Coming up in part 2, can Simon make it to the end of the race? And disaster strikes just hours from the finishing line.
We've had a crash that way or that way.
The TT Legends have been riding for 6 hours and are in 5th. The rain stopped and the track's dried out, but it's still bitterly cold and Simon's injuries are causing a concern.
We're monitoring his pain significantly. Obviously, when he gets off the bike, you can see he's struggling to walk. His lap times are consistent, they're good, so it's not troubling on the bike. Getting off, he's going to need help, and as the race progresses, he's going to need more help to get off the bike.
Their early crash has proved too much for BMW and their race is over. Darkness has descended on the French track and the temperature starts to drop even lower.
10 and 11 hours into it now and it's in a settled phase.
The riders put in lap after lap and have already covered over 2,000 kilometres. In the chaotic campsites, fires break out, creating a hedonistic atmosphere. But on the track, the temperatures are plummeting. John isn't coping well.
I think he struggles a bit. It's very, very cold. All the times have slowed down.
While John battles on the track, Simon is having difficulties even before he gets on the bike.
It's starting. Skin's coming off, it's starting. By the end of the race, all that'll be bleeding, I would imagine, yeah. Just how it goes. A lot of people taping, but I don't like anything on my hands. I'd sooner just suffer the pain, you know. And
It's late into the night, and the team try to snatch some rest. Not easy by the side of a racetrack. Everyone is feeling the grind, but some warm soup revives spirits. It's 3 a.m. in the morning, and strange things are afoot in the Legends pit. And it seems to be spreading. But John still finds time to sign some autographs for eager fans. On the track, Simon has slowed dramatically and he's brought into the pits.
Averages and times have really dropped. Was it what, track temperature, or everyone's just knackered? Or?
What traffic, what is it? We've lost 10 seconds in 20 minutes, well, less than 20 minutes, 15 minutes.
So Simon's just obviously struggling to do the pace. Oh, at that rate, is there any point double stinting me and Simon?
We'll see how it goes when you go out there and just assess it as it goes on.
I mean, for the sake is John going to go that much slower than that?
No, I don't think he is.
Just got to be careful, we're going to destroy Simon.
This endurance lark's a man's sport, and it's going to hurt. It always does hurt, and that's part of the enjoyment afterwards when you look back at it, look at the achievement. It's never much fun at the time.
It was a long stint.
Did really well.
Long old way.
Just before dawn, Cameron goes out. The race has been running for 16 hours, but there's still 8 to go. Simon contemplates his stint.
I just ran out of steam.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
That was it.
Totally committed to what he's doing, isn't he? He's done best part 50 laps in a rotor and a half. He's not looking very pretty, is he, at the moment? But I think he'll survive, and the medic will sort him out in the next couple of hours. Back on the bike again. We've still got 8.5 hours to go yet, so they've each got 3 stints left.
The new day breaks over the racetrack as hardened spectators tough it out in the stands. The team remains 5th as breakfast arrives.
I'm in absolute tatters. I've been to hell and back. I've come through it. I did just before the break of dawn. You see things, imagine things. It's horrific.
Porridge. Keep us all going for the next stint.
These guys are on the limit all the time, and they're riding. And endurance as well, we can't afford to crash.
Cameron is on track, but the team are worried. He's the fastest man out there and seems to be on a mission.
We've had a crash.
Yes, I've seen it.
That way.
But we have to be sure it needs...
Yeah, because I'm mechanics at the moment of that end, but I need...
While the team look on, there's confusion about where Cameron is and how bad the bike is. Can it be fixed? Or will they have to pull out of the race with only 4 hours to go?
That's a good long push.
The rules of endurance racing state that the rider must push the bike back to the pit lane without help or the team are disqualified.
Is that the bottom of the hill now? Okay, great stuff.
If you race long enough, you fall off, sometimes you skid and you get up and walk away, sometimes you hit the ground hard and you brake, you know, so it's something you've got to deal with, it's part of racing.
Yeah, he's fine. Took a knock to the hand and just winded himself a little bit. He's made of tough things.
Plenty of time, that wiring's going to take ages. To Cameron to get the bike back quick, he said he legged it all the way back with it and brought the pieces back.
It's a hard thing to do a stint and then push a motorcycle all the way back. People appreciate that. This is when the guys come good, you know, they've got to rebuild these bikes and fair play, they've transformed the bike in a matter of minutes.
The boys did a fantastic job within 10-15 minutes, the bike's back on track.
The mechanics go to work and 15 minutes later, John is back out for another stint. It's been a huge effort, but the bike is fixed. Sort of.
I was a test pilot again, so a few things bent on it and things, but once you've been on it 10 minutes, you get a feel for it.
Russell has to explain to the authorities what they had to replace on the bike.
Fairing, carburation, seat, loads of stuff. Yeah. I took them all.
I thought it had totally under control, but then not long after that, I ended up firing up the road. So, you know, it was a freaky crash too. I don't know whether there was oil or something on the track, but I was just under brakes and the thing just went out from under me. And massive skid, but managed to pick the bike up and push it back. Didn't lose too much time. I guess I knew I'd done wrong, so I was pretty angry at myself, and I pushed the bike as hard as I could back to the garage. Got a big cheer from all the other teams. Didn't get much of a cheer from mine, but you know, the boys are straight back into it, and that's what they train, you know, and work tirelessly to do, is to be able to repair that bike as quick as possible and get it straight back out there, and that's what they did.
Simon is on his last stint. Can he hang on? In the pit, Cameron has recovered from the crash and he's ready to finish the race.
And Cameron was all right, wasn't he?
Yeah, Cameron's good. Cameron's in good shape.
Everyone's tired, everyone's struggling.
Other than that, well done. You did it.
Nice to get to the finish after, a few bits and pieces and Cameron slipping off and that. I hope so for the team and everybody.
As the checkered flag falls, the team comes 6th in the World Championship. While the party carries on around them, the team pack up for the long trip home.
Yeah, I mean, you can really see why it's called endurance racing. I mean, it is. It's really something to endure.
I'm glad it's over.
It's really special to start and finish a race. It's a big box tick for me personally, and we can use everything we've learned here to build on the rest of the World Championship.
I think considering we threw the bike up the road at 150 mile an hour, I think not so bad. We ended up 6th in class, so not too bad. Scored some World Championship points. Good. Happy enough.
We desperately want to get onto the rostrum and get onto the rostrum soon.
It's one hell of a comeback. Just over 10 months ago, lying up in hospital, and now just completed my first 24 hours. That proved a few of the critics wrong.
Next time on TT Legends, the team make their way to a very wet Northwest 200. John goes to the shrine of his all-time hero, and Cameron and Simon have some fierce battles on the road.
Knackered now, ready for a beer.